Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if I can get a hold of these cards, we will get to a reading. Anyway, thank you for joining me today, and I do hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of May 31st through June 6th. And during that time, we have a full moon that comes in on the 31st. And that is a time of heightened emotions, a good time when you might feel overwhelmed and anxious, snappy and irritable. I don't mean to say good time. I just mean good timing for those things to come in. If you're like me during a full moon, I actually do feel really good. I feel very positive and energetic. It's just the full moon comes around and I just have all the energy in the world, maybe even a little too much energy, but I do get a lot done. But if you have the negative part of that, just release any resentment or fear that you have going on, or it's a good time to practice patience and calm. So keep that in mind. We then, for the rest of the week, have the waning gibbous moon. And that, of course, is a good time of self-reflection and rebirth, a good time for us to make positive changes, get rid of our bad habits and our negative thinking, and just to work towards those goals that we've set for ourselves at the beginning of the cycle. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't here on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is to balance spirituality and practicality. Never bad advice. All right, as I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder for you this week, Gemini, is that you take some time to get out into nature this week. So, take a walk in the woods or find a beautiful park or an area with a lovely view. I mean, if you're like me, we have a great backyard, and I was out there today with my hands in the dirt, and with my shoes off. It's just warm enough, and it's like, oh, we're back. I'm so happy winter's not here anymore. So, but just find a way to get out and really appreciate and take in nature, even if it's just to get out somewhere, close your eyes and just connect with nature a little bit, the sounds and the smells and that sort of thing, and just really enjoy it. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you this week at Gemini. All right, let's get into this reading. May 31st through June 6th. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Your present energy right now, well, there's something that you're done with. 10 of Swords here, definitely an ending, and definitely, it can't just be an intellectual ending, that you're done thinking a certain way. You're done thinking certain thoughts and you're just done. This is, but anytime you like to say with tens, with endings like this, what endings do is they open up space for something else new to come in and fill that. Hopefully something more positive for you. Let's see what that might be. Your current situation is the Seven of Wands. So you're definitely feeling a little bit like you against the world, with whatever this ending is that's coming through for you. Maybe you're just, that's kind of a stand your ground card. If you've made a decision to do something, you might have others that are kind of bucking up against you, but just stand your ground, like my husband says, sometimes he goes, he'll pick up his foot and he'll say, the foot is coming down, when he's got to stand his ground about something. He's a little dramatic about it, but it is cute. Anyway, so stand your ground. If you have to put your foot down and say, hey, no, this is the ending I'm choosing. I don't want to do this thing anymore. We're going to do it this way. At the root of your situation is the Strength card. So, there could be something that you're feeling strong enough to do. It's strong enough to have some sort of ending. We're not doing it this way anymore. I'm going to stand my ground. So, just have the strength and know that that's there, that you do have the inner strength to make those kind of decisions and do those things. All right, what is in your recent past here is the Emperor card. So, this is a card of leadership. This is a card of building. It's one of my favorite cards because of the stability of the card. It's a number 4. Of course, that number is very close to my heart and universe. It's around me all the time, and different versions of it. But, the Emperor is about something that you've built, maybe that you're wanting to change, hold your ground on it, something that you want to end a certain way. Maybe you've been doing things, so that's fine. It's your decision to do that. What is on your mind this week is the Nine of Wands. So you're definitely looking back over things, and sometimes we do those kind of reviews, and it could be that, the full moon kind of brings that out, where you're going to kind of look back on something and release, again, resentment, fear, that sort of thing. When the full moon, it's a good time to do that. It just kind of can enlighten things and make you look at things in a whole new light. So take that time. It's on your mind to take your time and look back. This is our wounded warrior card, and it's almost like you're evaluating something there back in the past, and deciding on how you do want to change it for the future. What is just ahead of you this week is the 3 of Wands. So look at all the wands in this. This is whatever the topic is that for you this week. It's something you're very passionate about. It's something that really involves things that you care a lot about, with all of these wands. But our 3 is about travel. This could be about new ventures, new things you're moving towards. And again, I said with endings, that always leaves a little bit of space for something new to come in. So maybe if you're done with one thing, it's time to think about the next thing on the horizon for you. And that's kind of exciting, right? In your advice position, oh, more wands. Imagine that. 2 of Wands. So the advice is to really make the decision. Do you stay here where you are? Seems like you're in a very good and happy place. Or do you take on a new venture and move forward a little bit? So, and either there's no right or wrong answer. That's really up to you. But the 2 just says definitely to at least take the time to do the evaluation, which it appears you are. Especially with that 9 up there, really looking back and evaluating on what it is that you've built, and what do you want to do with it? How do you want to move it forward, or do you want to just stay where you are? What is beyond your control this week is the Lover's card. So beyond your control, that you have someone else there to help you make these decisions, or to think about when you're making these decisions. So, make sure that you are either thinking about or involving, you're the partner that's closest to you when it comes to making big decisions, or mulling over ideas like this. It's always good to get that kind of feedback, kind of beyond your control. It looks like that you'll have those conversations. What is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? Ace of Cups. So is it your secret desire to do this with an open heart, or to, really love the way that you're going to change? Again, your overall was to balance spirituality and practicality. It could be that you've learned something and you are trying to bring it into your practical life. You learn a spiritual lesson and you try to put it into use in your practical life every day. Are you being open to that? Are you open to, really enjoying that? Or are you trying to avoid that at all costs, just being open and open hearted about it? That'll be, many times this can be a card of, just new things you love, or new love that comes in for you. So, think about that. If it's something that it is your secret desire, then go for it. If you're trying to avoid that, you kind of need to understand the answer to both of those questions, or both of the answers there. In your outcome position, King of Wands. So look at you, all of these wands that are gathering up. And I think by the end of it, you end up with the knowledge of how you want to move forward. The King of Wands is about really understanding and the knowledge of a particular passion, something that you're really, really passionate about. And it's really seeking that knowledge and deciding what to do with it. Do you move forward? Do you start off new ventures? You've built something here. Are you ready to make a change to build something new? Is your partner okay with that? Are you thinking about the future a little bit here? And are you strong enough? That the root of the whole situation is, are you strong enough to do this thing that is this new move? I mean, it appears to be a yes to me in this reading. What is hidden from you this week is the 6 of Pentacles. So this is about giving, receiving, and that's kind of hidden from you. It's this, I mean, I think this week is really about self-searching. When I look at everybody in this card, or on the table, all the cards here that are kind of looking, this one's looking at us. There's some that are kind of looking off into the distance, right? So it seems to me a very pensive week, where you're thinking about things and maybe how you do want to move forward. Let's see what's in the Soul Oracle deck for you. A final message here for Gemini. Final message for Gemini as they think these deep thoughts this week. Now let's keep shuffling. Final message for Gemini. There we go. Oh, I thought there was 2 cards. Accept what is. Okay. It might just be a thing where, you are thinking about the future, but you just have to deal with whatever it is that it is, right? So this is what you've built. This is what it is. And you're just going to have to manage that. Let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care. Self-care for Gemini this week. And the card that comes up for you is self-worth, and it says elevate here on the bottom. You get what you believe you deserve. It's time to raise your standards. Okay, so accepting what is, What is it that you believe you deserve? What do you deserve? What have you built? What are you trying to change? You're thinking about the future quite a bit this week. So, Gemini, I wish you luck with this. It looks like you're spending a lot of time in some self deep thought this week, which is interesting. So, if you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below. I'm sure you're all thinking and dealing with different things, but it would be interesting to compare those with different Gemini. So, drop me a comment and let me know if anything here is resonating, or if you have questions, I'd be happy to answer those as well. Also, if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe will help you find me next week. Come on back and we can see where this energy goes. So thanks so much, Gemini. Good luck with this, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.